Season 5, Episode 6. My guest today is Ashi Chopra. She calls herself a LinkedIn coach and she's joining the Sage Sayers today from Mumbai, India. And it's a day after International Women's Day. So I'm going to start off by saying, Ashi, International Women's Day, congratulations, let's celebrate it. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It really means a lot to me.
It's my pleasure. And I have to comment first on your gorgeous top. What are you wearing? I just see this beautiful bright pink. We're both in pink, ironically, different shades of.
Yeah,
Tell me what you're wearing. It's stunning.
coming coming from a place which is like 30 degrees all around the year, you got to be little loosened up, and in your linens, which keeps you warm and nice in the summer in the weather. So yeah, that's about it. It's a little fancy though.
Oh, it's
So yeah.
very beautiful, very celebrative. And it's linen. It doesn't look linen. It looks like satin.
Yeah, it is. It is linen. It is linen.
Well, it's a beautiful quality linen. And you and I
Yeah.
came friends on the very platform where you work, which is LinkedIn.
Yes.
Did you first
Yes.
respond to me? I'm trying to remember. You might have commented on something or you reached out to me, I think.
Yes, yes. So I saw your profile and I was like, "Oh, you're doing a really good job with, working with women, helping women get out there and with people. Basically, me as a woman, I see a lot of women entrepreneurs who are, trying to build their business from scratch as a small business owner, and I love supporting women. So I saw that you were doing something similar and you were also helping other women. So that is something that caught my eye, honestly. And that was something that I was like, okay, I think she's really cool and I really want to see where things go through LinkedIn. And yeah, that's about it. Here
Oh,
we
well,
are
it's a,
today.
here we are today. And isn't that one of the best things about the social media platform? The only one that's exclusively focused on business. And for 1.2 billion people out there, you new numbers. Can you believe that?
Exactly.
It's wild. I've met some
It's
fantastic people on LinkedIn, and you're certainly one of them. I'd love to start out just by asking you about your work. So, you call yourself a LinkedIn coach. Tell us what that means.
Definitely. So basically, I help a lot of founders, like founders, coaches, consultants, with their presence on LinkedIn. As you mentioned, there are 2 million people on LinkedIn, and you meet a lot of people. But how many of them are taking the fruit of it? How many of them are, really using LinkedIn? How many of them are active users? How many of them are actually creating content and using it, leveraging for their business? I would say 2%, probably
Okay.
3%,
Yep.
right? Not more
Yep.
than that. And we feel that as women, and forget women, as founders or even as people who are just building up themselves from scratch and getting there, having a great network, even globally, not just like today. Imagine you coming from the US and me in India, sitting in Mumbai. We might globally through LinkedIn. And imagine if you wouldn't have taken the fruit of it by responding to the messages or just being active on LinkedIn, or me just being there, reaching out to you, seeing what the wonderful work that you're doing, we wouldn't have been here, right? By
Exactly.
Because the leverage of LinkedIn, and that's what 90% of people are not doing it on LinkedIn. And that's where I help them, right? That's where I see the gap. I fill the gap for them, where I know that people can build their businesses. Let's say even if it is B2B, or even if it is for D2C, or like directly through the customers, I know that they can definitely do a good job through LinkedIn. Because firstly, everybody has a usually 90%, at least people who are doing B2B, they will have their audience on LinkedIn. And you know what are you doing? You're not getting them on your account
That's right.
and creating the great content. So basically, you're not leveraging LinkedIn, which is definitely for the last 10 years, social media has been growing, and it will be for sure.
Absolutely. And can we talk a little bit about why so few are actually leveraging and leveling up on LinkedIn? Can I share briefly what I see in the clients I coach?
Definitely.
And it may be similar to you, but the main thing I see is a fear of judgment, a
Mm,
fear of sometimes standing out too much, being too shiny, and inviting the jealousy or the resentment of a direct manager who's not so confident.
right.
Some of my clients have genuine fear of harm, where there's a company culture where they don't want you to be like a celebrity, which really they're
Hmm.
saying they don't want you to be confident. They don't want you to be talking about yourself at all. They want you to be only talking about the company. And I would say the fourth one is just a general discomfort with they talk about putting themselves out there. And when I ask who is in the audience when you think about out there, they can't really tell me, but there's this general, and I see it in their faces. They're like, I don't want to put myself out there. Like they're literally shrinking back. And it's like, it's a fear of, it's not just judgment. I think it's almost a fear of social humiliation, or actually, it's the more I think about it, it's also a fear of people not responding and then
Again,
that embarrassment. What do you see?
yes. So first things first, the fear of judgment. Me coming from a place where I am, I was a few years back, if you would have asked me, I would have, I have been on social media for years now, and somebody like me who's so young, and somebody who has been seen the growth of social media, I used to feel how are people, dancing in front of the camera, being out there, they're talking about themselves, they're just being themselves. A lot of them try to become something else, but a lot of them are actually being themselves. And I feel I used to feel the same. I was in that space. If you would ask me a couple of years ago, I was definitely there in that space. But today, again, if you say the fear of judgment, the fear of judgment is when it is honestly to a platform which is like, let's say, Instagram or TikTok. LinkedIn is a platform where nobody's talking ill about you. I'll be upfront and very serious about this. It has been a year and a half since I've been posting on LinkedIn. I've not gotten one message that had, put me down. Because here,
Interesting.
people are genuinely here to either help you out, either work with you, either, put you up, 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 and only up. Or either they are not doing anything, they're neutral, but they are not here
Right.
to put you down for sure.
And how many
That's the
posts would
kind
you
of
say that
platform
is?
LinkedIn is.
Is it? Are you like me, like a once a week gal, or do you? How often do you post?
I'll be honest, I post 5 times a week.
Woof. So
Yeah, I know
despite
that is
posting 5 times a week, you're still not received any negative judgment. That's a really great
nothing,
testimony.
nothing, not even once.
Ooh.
Not even once. And I have only seen the positives of it. And I'll be honest, look, everything has its positives. Like if you go to see today that as social media as well, it will have its positives and its negatives, right? Today, obviously, it's not been that people have not laughed. Even my closest friends, sometimes they make fun of me and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing on LinkedIn today?" And I'm like, "Tomorrow." Sorry, are you there? Yeah,
Yes, I'm here.
yeah. So they are kind of those people, and they're like, okay, so what are you doing new on LinkedIn now? And I go there and tell them that okay, you need to post stuff which is about your business. You don't have to post about the last party that you attended. It doesn't have to be so personal. You have to talk about what was the recent event that you went for, or let's say today you had like a client call or like a sales call. How did you talk about, how did you identify their problem, how did you solve that, what were the benefits of it, what was the plan that you gave your client. Talk about all of that so that when people try and approach you, they already know you're a coach, they already
Yeah.
know you've helped somebody similar in this space. So you
So
need,
relatable
it's
content that's relevant to your
exactly.
work and genuinely helpful.
Exactly. You don't have to be like, oh, I went to this club last night. No, you have to be more professional, but also be yourself, which is, let's say you've had a bad day at work. It is okay to talk about it sometimes. It's not like, we're all humans out there. It has to be messy. It cannot be crystal clear every single day. And if,
I'm
yeah,
writing
go
that
on.
quote down. That's your pull quote. It has to be messy. Why does it have to be messy, dear? I am 100% in agreement, but why do we,
Because
how do we know?
because another 100 people are going to be either in your support, or they're going to be like, oh, same, rather than somebody when you post about your wins. And this is the biggest problem on LinkedIn. People only think that it's for posting your wins. It's not for that.
No,
You gotta show the messy side as well. That's a real entrepreneur or a real founder. When today, as a buying person, like as
Yeah.
a customer, I'm seeing your entire journey. I'm not just seeing your, how did you get from, how did you directly get to $5,000 a month? I want to see you started at $250. I want to see you started at $1,000.
Oh, you're very, very charismatic, Ashley. Speaking my language. So you want to hear that you started at 250, not just that you earned at 5,000. What?
Exactly, because nobody starts at $5,000. Do you get me? Nobody
Yeah,
starts at that amount.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
and this
even
is
as
so
progression.
interesting. This is a really interesting conversation because maybe I don't know what it's like in India. I do know what it's like in New Zealand, the
Hmm.
UK, Japan, where I lived and worked for 5 years, Singapore, I worked for a year, and then now the States, 30 years in May. I do believe in American culture, especially, there is an appetite for failure. This is the country where I've lived the longest because there
Hmm.
is an appetite for failure. People love it people love the comeback kid. People love the stories of triumphing over adversity or starting at 250 and making 5,000 a month. They love that. And yet on LinkedIn, for whatever reason, there's this idea that, oh, can't share that. Or they go to an event, and I'm not judging at all. I love it when anyone posts. I congratulate anyone just for posting because I know it's hard for many.
Hmm.
But they'll go to an event and they'll not tell us the backstory of why they're even at the event. The tension in the story is
Exactly.
missing. Like, I went to this event because my industry has imploded and my personal income's down 80% this quarter. I went to
Yeah,
this event because it was full of others just like me, and together we brainstormed and came up with these strategies. Here are the top three that I heard today,
exactly. So
right?
you are giving out knowledge. You are, what people try to do on LinkedIn? They're going to try and sell you directly. But you need to understand what is the opposite person's situation, or where are they at right now? Do you think that they need your services? That's when you pitch them. Otherwise, I feel you need to identify the problem first rather than directly pitching in. And that's the whole problem. Even in, like, I see so many LinkedIn messages I get, people are just trying to pitch in, but they don't even know where I am at the moment, right?
Yes.
And then like, the relationship building part, with content as well, they're not trying to educate me through their content. They're just, so, with your content, the first thing is you educate, you then build a relationship, and you then sell. That should be the process.
So give me some examples of the, like, let's say you're a coach and
Hmm.
you're trying to build up your private practice through LinkedIn.
Right.
And say that you're a career coach, for example.
Hmm.
What are some good examples where you've seen on LinkedIn people using that educational content well?
Right. So first things first is when you are writing. Firstly, as I mentioned it, you need to at least post 5 times a week. And why is that? Your Mondays are for your client testimonials. People forget that completely. They feel, oh, that is really necessary for your website. Your LinkedIn profile is your landing page after a networking event. That's where people connect with you. That's where people see your testimonials, right? That's where people see, okay, I need to build that trust. And that's how they build the trust with you before even they're reaching out to you. And those are called inbound leads. That's number one on your Monday. Your Tuesday, Wednesday, and your Friday are for educational posts. Talk about what are the problems you're solving, what are the industries, or whatever what are the current industry, current affairs happening which are related to your industry. What is your opinion on it? Is it against it, or is it for it, right? Talk about that. Talk about the educational content, which is, let's say you met a client recently, let's say you helped a client, or yeah, let's say you got in touch with somebody through sales call, and they explained what their problem was, and you gave them this XYZ plan, and you showed the benefit out of it. Talk about all of that, because when you talk about all of this, and I'm sure everybody takes at least 3 to 4 sales calls a week. I'm
Yeah.
100% sure about this. So talk about those 3 to 4 instances. So when you are sitting to write, it feels organic, it feels real, it feels natural, and it feels something that has actually happened with you. So when you're writing, it's not staring at the screen for 2 hours. It's genuinely writing about what actually happened with you.
How do you write without fear or judgment so that the reader can feel like they know you and that you're not kind of
By
overthinking or rehearsed? I know how to do this as a reporter, but what about if you're not a reporter?
by for somebody who is, not a writer, who thinks that, I have to be crisp and clear, LinkedIn is such a professional platform. You're wrong. You're completely wrong. LinkedIn is the safest place ever. You write in the most authentic, most messy way, in a layman's language, where people are just, there to write and read your storytelling stuff, which is, you hook them with. I had a recent, sales call, and you mention the problem in your first hook, and you get them hooked from there onwards, after mentioning what was the entire incident, and exactly mention it with the deepest, with the deepest stuff, which is like, I opened my car lock. Just mention that as well. People are gonna see, okay, this is something really, into it. Like, they will get into it, and then that's about it. From there onwards, you get deeper into the conversation. You talk about the entire conversation that happened with your client, and that's when you're talking about the problem. You're identifying the problem, you're talking about the solution to it. Give them a 4 to 5 step process, because before they come to you, they already know what is your step, what is your process, you know and give them the CTA in the end, which is your testimonials, how you helped people previously. And that's where people are going to be like, okay, this person can actually help me.
When you say the test, beautiful formula, I love it. So remember that LinkedIn is the safest platform ever. Keep the language relatable
Exactly.
for a layperson. Is the opposite of that formal, jargony? What's the opposite of layperson? Fake?
Exactly. You don't have to be professional or fake, or, you don't have to think too much, I would say, because that's when you're going to be raw, you're going to be yourself.
Yeah. So be yourself, don't overthink it. Have a
And that's
hook.
what people connect with, on LinkedIn. People
Yep.
connect with emotions, people connect with the founder story, people connect with your ups, your downs, your everything related to you as a founder, and obviously whatever is related to your business, because they just don't want to see your ups, they want to see the messy side of it.
You've given me lots to think about, Ashi. I'm going to certainly, I'm putting a post out there for International Women's Day today. I will be incorporating some of your formulas. The one thing I would love you to clarify before we close this conversation, but I know you're going to come back, is you said about testimonials. What do you mean exactly? Do you mean getting people to refer you on LinkedIn? Is that what you
That
meant
is
when
one
you say
part of
testimonial?
it.
Yeah, what
So
else?
that is one part of it, which is endorsements that you can do on LinkedIn, right? And
And
the
you
other
link and
part
you link
is,
and you suggest we link to those in our postings, or just direct the reader to them.
so you should add it in your postings, as well as
Oh, we'll
it's gonna
actually
be
take a
on your
photo.
LinkedIn profile,
Okay, awesome.
right?
And then
So
what? And what
it's
are some of
it's
the other
in
ways to do
the,
it?
yeah, and the third place that your profile, that your testimonial should be, if you can get a video testimonial, I think there's nothing better than that. But if you can't get that, and a lot of people have come to me saying that, we can't disclose our clients, it's confidential, and we can't talk about it. You just mention whatever they've spoken about you without their names, so that
Got it.
will be in your featured section, in your
Got it.
featured section.
Got it. So the write up without. But wait a minute. If they're writing it, their name is revealed. How do you do that? So
Exactly. And so when you are posting about that, you talk about what was their problem, how many months did you take to solve it, what was the timeline, what was the process of it, and you talk about the achievement. So that's the formula you follow for your client testimonial.
beautiful, Ashi. It was such a pleasure having you on the show. You've given me great things to think about. How can my listeners find you?
Sorry?
How can my listeners find you? How do you want to direct them to you? I can put your LinkedIn
Oh,
profile in the show notes, and
LinkedIn
I'll.
for sure.
All right. I'll put your LinkedIn profile in the show notes. Well, how are you going to end your
That's
day? It's already evening for you. Any plans for the rest of the night, or is it soon to bed for you?
so I'm just gonna go and see them now.
Oh, sorry, your audio cut out. You said you're going to go and see your parents?
So no, I'm gonna just my one of my relatives are just at home, so I'm just gonna go and see them now.
Awesome. Well, have a wonderful visit. And Ashi, it was a pleasure having you on the Sage Sayers today.
Thank you so much. How is everything with you? All good?
Yeah, really good. Beautiful sunny day here in Wisconsin. You're my last morning
Perfect.
appointment, and I'm about to go to the gym and then do some writing and more coaching this afternoon.
Amazing, amazing. Good luck to you. It's so
Thank
nice
you.
to see you.
Good luck to you too, Ashi. Thank you so much. Bye now.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.